Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Will. We're here at the Empire Rooftop. This is Social Benevolent TV. With me right here, I have John Pericoil. John, how you doing today?
I'm very good, thank you. Thanks for having me here and inviting me to this great party.
So, John, tell us a little bit about yourself. What have you done in the past?
I ran a market research consulting company for years with an advertising agency attached, and then shifted into management and business consulting because my consultant who helped me 30 years ago talked me into joining as a partner in his firm. So these days I'm helping companies and businesses grow in a lot of different areas: Japanese photonics companies, medical billing, wealth management, just basically helping companies grow to their next level, and most important, helping the people grow within those companies.
So what are you currently doing right now? So how has your background helped you accomplish what you're doing right now?
Well, I was a serial entrepreneur, still am, for 40 years. And what I've discovered is that entrepreneurs aren't always the best managers. They sometimes have really good ideas, but then when they get to the point where they got to grow a team, they struggle with that. And so, having been a serial entrepreneur for all the years, and now formally helping people grow, we found that we're really good with entrepreneurial companies. They seem to benefit from it, at least that's what they tell us.
And what's one advice or one of the main types of I don't want to call it critiques, but feedback you give entrepreneurs about their business? Is there like a more general common trait that you find across with entrepreneurs?
Well, the kind of universal truth we work on is this, that the only thing anyone ever controls is themselves. Whether you're an employee, whether you're the boss, the manager, the entrepreneur. So the two things you want to get really good at are managing yourself better and influencing others better. And so we always start with people: how do you manage yourself better? How do you influence others better? And by understanding why you behave the way that you do. And then we start stepping into the bigger stuff like management skills, organizational structure, job descriptions, the different things you need to make a business work. Because if you don't have those, you end up with chaos fairly quickly. So both my business partner and I have been serial entrepreneurs. So we understand the mind really well. And we understand the mindset of the people who work for entrepreneurs. And they're not entrepreneurs often, so there's a balancing act there.
And what's the name of your business?
Breakthrough Management.
And what does your business have planned for the future?
For the future, we don't take a lot of clients. So our goal is always help our clients grow for as long as they want to. The average time a client spends with us, average is about 7 years. We've had clients 22 years. We've had clients for a year. So even billion-dollar companies continue to find new things where we can help them. So it goes a long time. These days, our biggest focus is in the medical space. We have one particular client who's on track. He wants to be a billionaire, and so our goal is help him make him one and keep all his employees and have people want to work for him. So it's a lot of fun. It's a great business.
And how can people find a little bit more about your company online?
All right, you can go to the website, and it's www.btmgmt. So it's kind of a short form for Breakthrough Management, btmgmt.net, because the .com was gone by some cyber squatter, and we didn't want to pay them $100,000 for it. So btmgmt.net.
.net, you heard it right here, folks. John, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking to you. My name is Will. This is SBTV. We're at the Empire Rooftop, and I have with me the wonderful Rosalta. Rosalta, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, thank you. So tell everyone a little bit about your business.
So I am in New York from 1 year. I met Fabio 1 year ago. He introduced me those kind of events. And I like it because you have the possibility to meet different people with different background, and you can promote yourself or your business. So in my past, I was professor in my country. So I taught courses in environmental science. Now I'm working in a travel agency in Manhattan. We are an inbound agency. We are working with a client from Europe. Then came in, and we are promoting the natural historical resource of United States in Europe. For the future, okay, I have a dream. I came here with visa lottery, so I have the green card, and my American dream is to one day to have my own business, which bring together science and food.
Why those two things?
Okay, science because I love cooking. I cook very well. Burek also.
I love burek.
So and science because my background is in science, environment science, and I want to promote the healthy food, but not just the same way than all the business are doing now. You know, the organic, healthy, or gluten-free, or something like that. I want to promote the food. Then we have to eat healthy, but we have to conserve also the food for other generation in terms of sustainability. And I want then you have to learn what are you eating. So you want to know, to have the knowledge, then what is the thing that you have in the plate, you know? So my philosophy of this new approach of business that bring together food and science, it's a place that you have not just to go for eating, but to learn a little. Okay, it's not have to be boring because it's not university, you know. But for example, if you drink a coffee, the coffee can be served with a little ticket with the information about the, for example, origin of the coffee or the effect of the coffee in the health of the humans.
Because people need to be aware of what they're putting into their body.
Yes.
That's
to save for the other generations the food. So.
Rampersaud, one last question. What is the name of the company you work for right now?
Volatur. We are in Manhattan, close to Times Square. So if somebody want to travel around United States, they can find us in between 5th and 6th Avenue, 46th Street, 33 West.
Rampersaud, thank you so much. It's a pleasure talking with you.
It was a pleasure for me.
All right.
You work at a company that makes a new mobile device. Business is booming and the company is looking to expand. A used factory which would suit your needs just went on the market for $100 million. However, the company only has $10 million in cash and another $20 million in a line of credit. How can the company purchase the factory and fulfill the intense demand for these cutting-edge devices? One of the options available to both large and small businesses that need to quickly procure additional capital to develop new products, to fund the construction of new buildings, or simply cover other expenses is to issue corporate bonds. Corporate bonds function like many other bonds. The purchaser of the bond pays a face or par amount for each bond, typically $1,000. This provides the cash that the company needs to build a plant. In return, the company pays bondholders a predetermined amount of interest, usually on a semi-annual basis. When the bonds mature, the company returns the bondholders' original investment, as long as the company hasn't defaulted on its payments. Corporate bonds can generally be categorized as secured or unsecured. A secured bond is backed by some asset of value that the issuer can pledge as collateral that can be claimed by bondholders in the event of a default. Secured bonds may be referred to as senior secured bonds due to their high level of priority in terms of claims. Mortgage bonds, not to be confused with mortgage-backed securities, are secured by a lien on property owned by the issuing corporation, imparted to bondholders by a deed of trust. In the example mentioned earlier of buying the factory, this facility could be used to provide financial backing to the bond issue. Collateral trust bonds are secured bonds that are backed by the issuer's investments in other corporations. In other words, the issuing corporation may own stocks and bonds of other companies and use them as collateral for the loan. Corporations that require costly equipment to operate may issue equipment trust certificates to raise capital. This equipment then serves as the collateral for the bonds, the titles of which are held in trust until the debt has been repaid to bondholders. Unlike secured bonds, unsecured bonds are not backed by any distinct physical collateral, but rather the credit of the issuer. Unsecured bonds are characterized as debentures, or subordinated debentures, with the primary difference being the level of priority in terms of claims on assets. Because of their lower precedence and subsequent credit risk, subordinated debentures may offer higher yields. This chart shows where secured and unsecured bonds fall in relation to other securities in terms of claim priority in the event of bankruptcy. As you can see, secured bonds are of a more senior level than unsecured bonds. While sharing some of the same general features as municipal bonds and government bonds, such as the payment of interest, corporate bonds have some significant differences. For instance, corporate bonds do not share the same potential tax advantages as municipal bonds, so you can expect to pay taxes on all earned interest and capital gains. Further, they do not have the backing of the full faith and credit of the U.S. government as some government securities do. However, to compensate for these apparent disadvantages, corporate bonds generally offer relatively higher yields. As with all securities, it is important to be aware of the risks of investing in corporate bonds. Default risk is always a factor. If the factory is making products that people eventually choose not to buy, the company may have trouble paying the interest on their bonds as promised. So even when considering secured bonds, it is a good idea to examine the issuing corporation's credit rating and to understand the other risks specific to the company, like whether or not the new mobile device was a good idea in the first place. Like other bond categories, corporate bonds are also subject to call risk, reinvestment risk, and interest rate risk, or the chance that the value of your investment could be adversely affected by interest rate fluctuations.
Social Benevolent Society. My name is Will. I'm here with the lovely Maddie. Maddie, how are you today?
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm having a fabulous time here at the Rooftop and networking with like-minded people where opportunity is a common core.
It's New York City where everything's possible. So Heidi, tell everyone a little bit more about what you do.
Well, for 30 years I've been cutting hair, and my customers share these inspirational stories when they miss somebody that's passed away. And with those stories, it inspired me to create a platform where now people could communicate and post tributes of lost loved ones and create communities and deal with the grievance process and celebrate life even after death.
So, and what's the name of your company?
The name of my company is Miss You Graham, and we also have other products and services that promote life even after death. So we also have mugs, celebrate mugs, so you could embrace those warm memories when you're having your coffee in the morning, dear to your heart.
And where do you see your company going in the future?
Well, I see it as a global enterprise because death applies to everyone worldwide, and we all need each other, and it's a digital era, and with the access that we have now, we could all be in this together. You don't have to grieve alone. In fact, you don't have to grieve at all. You could celebrate life because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So let's embrace it and keep those memories lasting forever.
And where can people find you on social media and more about your company?
Well, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, and you could just look up Miss You Graham on Google, and there we are, all over the page.
Can you spell that? Can you spell it out for everyone?
Sure, it's Miss, like I miss you, MISS -U -Graham, GRAM, because that's, a way to convey a message if you have recording, writing, or drawing. And everyone wants to be remembered is our slogan, because you would hope that somebody remembers you, and that's what we're about, is remembering life.
I'm pretty sure everyone's going to remember you after this interview, so thank you so much, Maddie. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. What's going on, everyone? My name is Will. We're here at the Empire Rooftop, and I have with me Michael Etienne. Michael, how you doing?
I'm good. Good to be here.
Michael, so tell everyone a little bit about your business.
Well, basically, I do SEO. I was an SEO analyst. Basically, we help businesses or refine themselves organically, so people can find them and they can find the right clients for whatever their needs.
So, what's your background? How'd you get into that industry?
Well, actually, my background is in hospitality, so I've always been customer service based. 3 years ago, I found myself looking to get into marketing. I bought a lot of books, self-taught, got some mentorship, started creating blogs and sites on my own, ranking them and optimizing them for search. And basically got into some agencies, some of the best agencies in the city, and was able to become an SEO analyst.
And how does your business operate right now? What kind of clients are you dealing with? How is the industry looking for you?
Right now I'm dealing with a lot of startups and medical-focused industries. Right now it's really good. There's a lot of algorithm updates, so a lot of changes with Google. But staying educated and staying on top of the trends, I'm able to get my clients the results they're always looking for.
Yeah, Google and with all the updates always coming out, it's always a changing industry. So where do you see your business in the future?
In the future, I see myself collaborating with other agencies, larger agencies that need clients, and getting more into lead generation. Focusing on delivering client needs with more support behind me, so I don't have to do as much heavy lifting, and I can concentrate on more networking and consultation without technical work.
And Michael, how can people find you a little bit more about your business online?
On Instagram, Lead Concierge NYC, LEAD CONCIEG NYC.com. Also, yeah, that's our website and Instagram, so able to find us there.
Got you, Michael. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. What's going on, SBS TV? My name is Will. I'm here with the lovely Heidi. Heidi, how are you?
How you doing, guys? I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing great. So Heidi, tell everyone a little bit about what you do.
Well, right now I'm a nutritionist and a beautician as well.
Okay, so and how'd you get into that type of work?
Because I like to help people to be healthy. I like to change the way that they think, inside and out. That's what I like.
So what do you guys have planned right now in terms of your business?
Try to grow more and try to, help more people and try to help more people to grow their own business as well in the health field and the beauty too.
And do you guys have an event coming up?
Yes, we have an event, which is going to be November 22nd. I'm here, I'm Peruvian, I represent all my Peruvian people. So November 22nd, we're going to do a bartending competition about this. So you can check all the information on my Instagram, which is CLE_JHEI.
Heidi, thank you so much. It's awesome talking to you.
No, thank you so much to you guys.
Social Benevolent Society. My name is Will. I'm here with the lovely Josephine. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So tell everyone a little bit about your business.
Okay. So my business is I'm a mother agent for models. Our business do is that we represent models that are coming from other countries as well as within the United States. And once they get here, to be that person that manages them in the casting and the showing up to their appointments, and we are sort of the sandwich with the book. We represent them for their booking agent.
You're the ones who oversee all of them.
We are the overseers. Yes, making sure everything runs correctly.
So how did you get into that line of work? What's your background?
So my background is actually in education. So I owned a preschool, but it's sort of interesting how I went the educational piece transitioned into presently what I'm doing, because I'm just managing younger people, a little bit older people, but still sort of trying to find their way. And I enjoy it. I love it.
So when the models are late for their interviews, you use your teacher voice on them.
I have to be I call it Karen's boot camp. That's what it is. You have to use boot camp. The whole premises is to teach them how to be responsible, how to show up, and if one wants success, one has to work for it.
So how can people find more about your business online?
Online, we're still working on our website, but my Instagram is msk.management, MANAGEMENT.
All right, perfect. So thank you so much, Josephine. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you.